Hello, I'm Rob Macdonald, Vice President of Exploration for Southern Silver Exploration. First, I'd like to thank the Mexican Mining Center for inviting me to speak here, as well for all of you for showing up. The focus today is going to be primarily on our Cerro Minitas project, that we're moving the project through the pathway to production at this point. But I will also touch on a new acquisition that we've made in northern Durango, as well as some of our earlier stage exploration projects. So on we go. I will be making forward-looking statements, but I also use this graphic or this page to highlight that the work on the PEA was completed by Corp Geosystems, which did the resource estimate, Entech Mining Limited, which did the mine design and mine OpEx, Asenco Engineering, who we just heard from in the talk prior, did the process flow sheet, mine design, and surface OpEx, CapEx, and the discounted cash flow model. So basically the bulk of the PEA. And then we had MPC out of the Kamloops, and they helped, or they did the metallurgy and assisted with the process flow sheet. So with us going to focus on Cerro Minitas, it is a large silver, lead, zinc skarn system located in Durango, Mexico. It is currently one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver-based projects in the world, with mineral resources totaling 302 million silver equivalent ounces, and that's roughly 35% in the indicated category and 65% in the inferred category. It's located in a well-established silver mining district in Durango, and we're surrounded by major mining companies. The PEA as modeled, and it was released in June 2024. The report was filed in July of 2024. It calls for a 17-year mine life. It's an underground mine with robust project economics. It is strongly leveraged to silver and zinc and includes very high revenues and free cash flow. We own the project 100%. There are no royalties on the project, and we have about $3.5 million Canadian sitting in the bank, which allows us to continue moving forward with some of the engineering and corporate objectives that we have with the project. We have new targets identified at the CLM project, and in better financing conditions, we will be prepared to continue resource expansion at the project, as well as moving the project through the PEA stage and in preparation for feasibility work. And we've also added the Nazas project in northern Durango. It opens tremendous exploration potential in a world-class exploration and soon-to-be mining district. Quick review on the capital structure. The share price is 26 cents. It's now down around 20 cents. But the main thing to take away here is that we've got a market capitalization in the $60 to $70 million range on most days. But the enterprise value per ounce in the ground does tend to be low at about 1.6. We think it should be higher, and hopefully as I go through the presentation, you'll agree. I have the chart there for reference, as well as analyst coverage and different research reports that cover us that again show or suggest that we are currently undervalued at our current trading level of trading. Southern Silver features an experienced management team and board that with experience, particularly in Mexico. And this is people that have been involved with taking projects from early stage exploration right through to development. As you go down through the list, particularly of the board, you see people involved with major mining projects like Peñasquito, like the San Nicolas mine, Nuestra Senora, El Limon. And so again, people that know what major projects look like, they know how to advance the projects to production decisions, and then how to get these projects into production, either through partnerships with majors, outright sale of the project for the benefit of the shareholders, or through financing internally to move the projects forward. And so in terms of the project portfolio, we have earlier stage projects located in southern New Mexico. That's our Oro and Hermanas project. I'll touch on those in the latter part of the presentation. The new acquisition, Nazis, it's located in northern Durango, only 15 kilometers from Endeavour Silver's Pitarrilla project. And then the flagship of the company, Cerro Las Minitas, located in southeastern Durango. And so moving to Cerro Las Minitas, you can see from the grade tonnage, I guess I should say this is a graph of a number of peer group projects throughout the world. And the key feature here, I find, is that grade tonnage curve. And that, of course, there's going to be larger deposits that tend to be lower grade. You have higher margin deposits over on the left. Those are going to be higher grade, lower tonnage. But you note that the best projects within each of those classes fall on a very similar grade tonnage curve, and Cerro Las Minitas sits there on the leading edge of that curve, along with other projects like Santa Ana and Alihuaca, and those various projects as well. Brief history of Cerro Las Minitas. There is exploration and small-scale development on the project, so, from the 1960s right through to the 2000s. We optioned the project in 2010 and was exploring it 2011, 2012. In 2015, we completed an earn-in agreement with the Electrum Group where they could earn 60% of the project for $5 million, and on that basis, we're able to release a series, and the work that we did, we're able to release a series of mineral resource updates for the project. In 2020, we acquired back Electrum's 60% interest, financed and started working further on the project, released another resource update, and then an initial PEA in 2022. We recognized that there were some deficiencies in the PEA. We started working with Ausenco on that regard and to identify areas where we could optimize the project. And so in 2024, we released a mineral resource update with the 300 million silver equivalent ounces, as well as the updated PEA, which is going to be covered in this talk. In terms of where the project is located, we sit here in southeast Durango. We're out on the western edge of the Alto Plano, so we're not in the mountains. As I like to joke, we're out in the middle of the bean fields as opposed to the marijuana fields. It does tend to make it quite a safe area to be working in. We're located just 70 kilometers to the northeast of the city of Durango, only 60 kilometers from the airport, 50 kilometers from the power station. We have two federal highways that are running right through the property, a rail line, a power line running through the property. So again, this is we've had people up on the project that have exclaimed that as in terms of logistics, this is the best logistics that they've ever seen in their entire lives. So we also have a knowledgeable and supportive local community. Our crews are either derived right from the local communities or embedded within the local communities. We have exploration access agreements in place, and we're working on exploitation agreements. And so again, this is we're quite proud of this work, and we continue together to move the project forward. This is Cerro Las Minitas, the hill of little mines that we're turning into a larger mining district. In the foreground, you see one half of the four-lane autopista that runs right through the project. Mineralization extends to, it's underground, but it extends within 200 meters of the highway. We access the project from the town of Guadalupe, Victoria. It's around 35,000 people. It's a 10-15 minute drive. You come across the overpass, and then you're on the property. We have a series of deposits located on the western side of the Cerro, and then several others on the three others on the eastern side, and mineralization actually wraps around the northern end of the Cerro. So in this graphic, you are looking to the north, just for reference, with the left being the west part of the Cerro and the east, or the right being the eastern part of the Cerro. This is about my only geology slide, actually. And so just to show here that this is a classic silver-lead-zinc skarn system similar to major polymetallic metal deposits throughout Mexico. So this is nothing new in Mexico. It's a very basic mineralogy with copper and chalcopyrite, lead in galena, and zinc and sphalerite, silver and gold are deported within the concentrates, or within the copper and lead bearing minerals mainly. But what we have here is a central intrusion, that's in that pink color. It acts as the heat pump for the system, and mineralization is localized around that central intrusion in the skarn altered halo within that intrusion. We have a series of deposits here on the western side, and they extend to depths of up to 1 kilometer. You can see how they extend along the western edge of the central intrusion on the graphic on the right, the 3D rendering on the right. And then we have a series of deposits, the North Felset, Lava Cona, and South Skarn, and they wrap around the eastern and northern extensions of the Cerro. And you can see that again on the rendering on the right. Again, just to note, or I would like to note, that on the western side, we've been able to explore mineralization and identify mineralization to depths of over 1 kilometer below surface. On the eastern side, that only goes down to about 450, 500 meters. And the only reason for that is that we were not drilling below 500 meters. We had realized from earlier work that we needed to get mineralization to the mill earlier, so we kept shallow drilling on the eastern side. And so the depth of mineralization on the eastern side is not restricted by drilling. It is actually open for expansion. Quick summary of the mineral resources, and so you can see 36.5 million tons, and with that contains over 120 million ounces of silver within the silver equivalent resource of 302 million ounces. And silver makes up about 45% of the value, both the value in the resource as well as the value in the mining scenario. And the balance being made up by a little bit of gold, but then base metals. And now that's at base case prices, and you can see here that's $22.50 for silver, $18.50 for gold, $3.78 for copper, 94 cents for lead, and $1.25 for zinc. Clearly, with silver and gold going up, you are actually probably over 50% in terms of the value being in the precious metals at this stage. Quick summary of some of the PEA results. You can see the 17-year mine life, and I just wanted to feature the first 8 years are represent 14 million ounces silver sold. So that is a large mine. And as I say, we have the ability to continue expanding these resources and to continue building out the mine. And we've done some internal modeling on that that we're able to share with CA holders, with NDA holders. But this is the original basis of 14 million ounces. Of that 14 million ounces, there's over 5 million ounces that's in silver alone. And so when you start looking at other major projects that are around, or other silver projects around, that if you have 5 million ounces of silver being produced on an annual basis, that's one of your larger mines. So you can see the potential here with the project. 17-year mine life, average head grade on a silver equivalency basis of 257 grams per ton silver equivalent. Recoveries over 93%. The nominal throughput is 5,300 ton per day. So it is a large underground mining system. We have the all-in sustaining costs at $13.23, and then the after-tax NPV at a 5% discount of over 500 million US dollars, and the after-tax internal rate of return at 21.2%. This is a quick rendering of the mine plan. And so you can we have here long hole stoping, paste backfill, transverse stoping in the wider stopes, longitudinal stoping in the narrower stopes. We have the mine plan over here on the right, and then two portals we've modeled. There's this eastern portal. We have the western portal in here. And so, yes, we get the 5,300 ton per day by mining from two portals as opposed to just one sort of large area. It makes it much more manageable. It's really starting to become more of a district that has multiple portals, multiple faces. And then the main takeaway from here is looking at the base case metal prices and the NPV and the internal rate of return. And then, at plus 20%, minus 20%. And then I have spot prices down here as of May 29th, 2024. And you can see the spot prices here. And I guess with this latest stuff with the tariffs, things came off. This was a much more relevant slide literally 2 weeks ago. But it does show that we are closer to the spot prices in May than we were with the base case metal prices that were used. So in terms of the underlying value of the asset, it is closer to that spot price of $931 NPV at a 5% discount and the internal rate of return of over 30%. In terms of exploration potential on the property, I alluded to this earlier in the presentation. Again, I show a 3D rendering of the distribution of the mineral deposits around here. And so you have those eastern deposits would be the main focus. There's a few holes that we can fill in, and there is mineralization that we think, shallow, particularly on the eastern side, where we could fill in some of these gaps. Again, to highlight most of the limitations on the eastern side is that just simply don't have the drilling there, because we were focused on focusing on the higher grade intercepts that we had, that we could then build out, move into resources that we could conceptually build them into an economic model. So we have both shallower mineralization available as well as the potential for deeper mineralization. And you can see right here on the right, this is where the skarn front, the extent of the skarn front, and all of this is open. There's literally a single hole just sitting about right there that did intercept mineralization, but not real thick zones that we're able to build out. But other than that, there is no holes under 500 meters on the eastern side. So it leaves, again, some increased exploration potential on the project. We did do some proof of concept drilling, and I'll actually back up on that, and that was essentially right here in the South Skarn. And so we started our proof of concept drilling last fall, and then we went into this into the new year. And then, given where we were with the with Trump and the economic situation and the ability to raise cash and whatnot, we put a halt on things. But we did manage to get just under 2,400 meters drilled at the South Skarn, and we had some pretty good success. The highlight, of course, was hole 198, and this looks to be an extension of the higher grade mineralization that was identified originally in the South Skarn. We've drilled up to 18 meters estimated true thickness of mineralization, an upper zone of another 4 meters, and you can see how all of that breaks out at sort of higher and higher cutoffs in hole 198. We have mineralization laterally in 199. I tried to do a couple of shallow holes, a little bit cheekily, but we ended up drilling oxide mineralization, which we haven't modeled within the economic assessment. It's all sulfide, those ones didn't work. And then we've got little bits and pieces here in 200 and 201. We've also, as part of our process, and I won't belabor this, but we've gone through a permitting timeline that, again, charts out the pathway to production. It's about 1.7 years with a support study for the permits about 8 to 9 months. We already have hydrology initiated, environmental sampling is initiated, and we're in the process of working on acquiring surface rights on that. So in terms of a development timeline, we'd be looking at, infill drilling, pre-feasibility study, feasibility study, and then getting to the financial decision to construction. We could look at this whole process being anywhere in the 5 to 6 year period is probably a realistic timeline for all of that. if you have money and if you have the ability to move forward. So we have further opportunities. There's shallow mineralization where we think we can add. We have deeper exploration potential on the, for the project. Increased production rate, increased mill throughput, optimize the processing circuit, as well as optimize the mine design. And we continue on the pathway to production. I've already reviewed some of that in the previous slides. Very quickly on the Nazis acquisition, it's located just 15 kilometers east of Endeavour Silver's Pitarrilla project. It shares similar geology and mineralizing systems. The project was optioned from La Cuesta International, who were the project generators that originally identified the Pitarrilla project, as well as other major mines throughout Mexico. Quick look at what Pitarrilla looks like. The focus currently is the underground sulfide resource of around 280 million silver equivalent ounces. A lot of that occurs in this 3 and 4 area, as well as some of the deeper. That's the focus of Endeavour Silver's work right now to bring it into production. Of note, in terms of the stratigraphy, we see all of this stratigraphy over at Nazis with a number of upthrown blocks of some of the deeper footwall stratigraphy. So we see the potential to identify not only larger bulk tonnage systems within the upper part of the system, but also sort of higher grade sulfide-rich mineralization hosted in some of the deeper stratigraphy, which has now been upthrown closer to surface. This is the property package there, and you can see that on the right. So again, we feel that there is potential for oxide gold-silver structurally controlled high-grade gold-silver sulfide veins at depth, as well as we believe that there is some porphyry potential around this upthrown block of basement basement stratigraphy down in here. We have a comprehensive database. We're in the process of compiling that and completing some of the due diligence on the property, and we'll be looking at when things are looking better, looking at financing that, and with the idea of being able to initiate drilling in Q4 of 2025. Again, just some of the surface results that were identified on the project prior to our involvement. A lot of this work was done by Silver Standard, very high-end work. And then you can see some of the drilling that was completed on the project. Now, a lot of this drilling was done in the 2000s and 2010s, and so some of the results at that time weren't all that interesting, but they certainly become more interesting with gold at $3,000 per ounce. And then we do have 2 other projects, Oro and Hermanas, the earlier stage. It's a porphyry system at Oro. And again, Hermanas is a widespread epithermal vein system. Again, that was optioned to us from at least the principals at LCI. We like that targeting, and we're permitting in progress, and we can have that ready for drilling in 2025, and we're just going to have to see how the markets behave and our ability to finance that and before moving forward. And so, yeah, this is where we are with Southern Silver, underground mine in a world-class mining district. It's in a safe, well-established mining district surrounded by mid-tier miners. Infrastructure-rich district. It's a sizable silver, zinc project that we're moving towards development. There continues to be significant upside to the project to make this thing bigger, and we've modeled some of that. And now we have a new acquisition with Nazis, which puts the exploration back in Southern Silver exploration. Thank you very much.